Hi guys, it's Maaike. Today I'm back with an AAA Cards Challenge. It's number 137 and our theme is Made in Minutes. And that was the card I made. The optional twist this fortnight is dry embossing. And our sponsor is Heavy Doodle Designs. And I will show you the extent of my embossing folders. 1, 2, 3. Because of clean and simple, I tend not to use embossing folders. I don't buy them. I don't actually really like them. But if you don't have embossing folders, you can always use your scoring board or your dies and a embossing mat. But I'm going to use the little hearts because I thought that would go well with the Heavy Doodle Happy Snappy Crocs. There's a sentiment in there that says, I love your smile. So love, hearts. It made sense in my head. So I'm getting it out and then just putting the card just on the edge. And I'm sorry the footage got a little bit eaten here. But I just placed it really 2 hearts in. And for me that's already quite a lot of embossing. Yeah, I probably should have left it out, but I will always try to include the optional twists because I think that's funny. And this, by the way, is real time, so you can see the video's 10 minutes long, and that's just how much time it took to make this stamped card. And look, even the post-it is nice and embossed. I think it's really faint. I made a panel 1 centimeter smaller than the card base because I thought it would be easier to emboss it, but I find it is eating up a lot of my empty space. So I'm struggling with this card. It's not as clean and simple as I could, but yeah, I still like how it turned out. And there's a smiley cock with his hands up in the air, and this one's also funny, but he looks a bit like he's laughing mean. Me, but not. Anyway, I place it. I did kind of wipe them off because it's a new stamp set with a stamping cleaner, but they stamped really well with Versamagic Clear Nocturne ink. You could, of course, use a green one if you like, but you might know I like my outlines to be black. And for the sentiment, I use this, also the same set and the same ink, I Love Your Smile. I didn't want to do it together. I could have, of course, but to place it, it's easier to do in 2. Otherwise, it could have saved me a minute or 2, I think. Doesn't matter. 10 minutes I think qualifies for the Made in Minutes. But then here is the Marianne Design Elite's brush. They're a bit older, but there are other ones available across the industry, and I'm just looking which ones I like the best. I am not very good outside the line color unless it's by mistake, but I do not embrace it, so this stamp set helps me very much. Yeah. I think it's messy, but it's makes the coloring much quicker. And I'm using 2 colors, Pear Tart and Bamboo Leaves from Memento ink, just to get a bit of shading, ombre effect. And I put one color on, then the other one on the stamp, and then I go back with the other color just to soften the line in between. And I stamped it twice because I thought I didn't stamp it properly on top, but that's just the nature of the brush stroke, I guess. That could have saved me another 30 seconds. Yeah. I like this challenge because it makes one not overthink a card and maybe put too much stuff on it. But See? Green croc. I think he's running, so the colors might just look like a swipe. When you see sometimes in videos, when you see them, or films, that you see the cars go by in a blur. Yeah. Now I'm using my grid to align the sentiment straight. And at first I wanted it to be exactly in the middle of the card panel, but then I moved it slightly to be more in the middle of the crocodile, just because of the embossing is kind of like a barrier, and I didn't count it as a proper distance. Does that make sense? Yeah. And of course, being really new, they're also very sticky and so small. I think I could have placed them a little bit closer together even, but yeah, I didn't. I like my sentiments in a row, but you could of course do it in a column, then put them on top of each other. And you could stamp them in green as well, but I also went for the Nocturne Clear ink. So that's why I usually speed these things up, because you see me place a stamp back in real time. That's, yeah. I hope you're not bored yet. I want to show you that you can make a card in 10 minutes. And I like this set because it says, "I love your cheesy smile," if you wanted to. There's this piece of cheese, and then there's a camera, because I love your smile. Stuff like that. It's a great set. So now that all that remains is to put it on the card base. And there were a few frays from the cutter, so I'm just trying to clean them up. And yeah, don't want that. Top folding card. I prefer making top folding cards, in case you're interested, because they look much more elegant on the photo, but sometimes they just flatten. When you put them on a Memento or something, the weight of the card base just, and that gravity, I guess, pulls them down. I also added some enamel dots that I still had to choose, and I have glittery ones and normal ones, and you can use rhinestones or sequins or nothing at all. That's even more clean and simple. And there's already the embossed sides, plenty. These are a bit more bluish, which if I'd seen them before I might have chosen a different ink. And these shapes with the arrows and the hearts, those are Create a Smile. The other ones are just from cheap store. I can't remember. I don't think they have a brand, but I don't mind. I used to melt my own beads to make them, so this is step up. And here it is. I place them in a triangle shape, and only 3, so they tie in the whole image. And that's the card finished. So I hope you like it, and I hope you give it a try and join us at the challenge. See if you can make it even quicker than 10 minutes. But don't sweat too much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.